Good evening, everyone. Today I'm going to be hopefully finishing up my questing in Ashen Vale. I am currently down here by Mr. Lake. I'm gonna try to make it a point to read a little bit slower when reading out the quests. Renee's cleansing. Yes, yes. You are one of my kind, but still whole, still clean. I am unsure how you have escaped the atrocities the night elves have visited upon our people, but I'm glad to know that I am no longer alone. Corruption now runs through the veins of our kin, young one. Corruption brought down upon us by the prideful night elves. They are the ones who did this to our people. They are the ones I blame for being cast out of my tribe. At night, I can still see the campfires burning in the darkness. The night elves are as old as time, but their arrogance destroys their very world. And now it destroys our lives too. But that can be no longer, or that can no longer be controlled. I blame the elves for much, but we are all still responsible for our actions. Even beyond the corruption, we are capable of great evil. Ran Bloodtooth is one such evil, power-hungry, lusting. The corruption has only made him stronger. My hatred for the elves burns, but I do not wish ill upon their children, so we must police our own. And I do get to keep this item, even though it is a quest item. It is a fun little kind of transmog item. I think later down the road it is turned into a toy, just so it doesn't have to take up a spot in your inventory. Let's see. So many big spiders. Here we go. It's interesting. I don't understand why they're so intermingled with the wolves and the spiders. Oh, it's these four. Was that it though? Oh, bollocks. Interesting that it shoved my map down on my screen. Here, if I hide as a boomkin, will you guys leave me alone? Probably not. Oh, I remember this area. Oh, I remember this area well. I think when I was doing a hardcore character. I think for my hunter. And that was it, correct? Yes. Go transform into a furbolg again. I'm gonna cross first, just because I almost ran out of time before. Have you slain Ran yet, my friend? Even the night elves do not truly deserve his wrath. His hatred burns even brighter than my own, but his mind is no longer his own. He is a threat to all the natural creatures of this forest. You have done well, my friend. The forest is still tainted, but at least we know we have done a small part to return it to its former glory. If you wish to return to me again, I would enjoy the company of my own kind. Be well. Perhaps our tribes will meet again under less violent times. Return to your own tribe and let them know of your victory here. Show them your trophy and bask in the glory. And once we go back to Astronar. Interesting casting animations. I wonder if furbolgs will ever be a playable class. I doubt it. But it's fun to pretend. I'm going to just right click that. Otherwise, it is going to take me forever to get out of here. I think I'm going to return to Astronar first, since it is, I think, just that quest that I need to turn in, and then I will venture over to here. I can't think of the name. It is not Satinar. And then I believe I should be able to get my achievement by coming up here and discovering the world tree that lies up there. Which reminds me, Wrath of the Lich King still had the Dragon World bosses by the world trees. So maybe I will glimpse at that. And I know there's quite a few dragonkin guarding it as well. I can't remember, but they might be around my level. Like, I think 52 comes to mind. But it's been a very long time since I've seen the world tree in its old state. Or a world tree. There are 4. The sentinels do what they can here in Ashen Vale, but it's thanks to Night Elf like you, that we have gained the ground we have. So, this is the skull of the fiercest Furbolg threat in Ashen Vale. I am more than pleased with your abilities, Lunacy. The Sentinels cannot thank you enough. I hope we can rely on you again in the future to help our people. I shall put this skull in a place of reverence for others to see. Tyrannus would be proud. Thank you again. So I'm going to head back up to the east now and read out the many, many quests that I have to turn in. Why are you green? Interesting. Excuse me, Mr. Bear. You should look both ways before crossing the road. You wouldn't want to be run over by a night elf riding a spotted tiger. I just noticed these cool lights hanging from the tree. I've never noticed that in the past. I don't think that would be there in retail since the cataclysm. But now I am curious. And there is one kind of up and out of the way. I'll probably do that one last. I think I'm going to do the world tree first so I don't forget. And I get my achievement for discovering the whole zone. I'm already starting to yawn at the time of me recording this. It's only 9 at night. I probably will end up going to bed somewhat early today because I do have work early tomorrow morning. Another 9-hour day. She's just a level 30. She won't mess with me. It's just a guard, but a shameful waste. The ancient creaks as it turns toward you. Architect Nemos said that you might be able, or might be bringing wood salvaged from the deforester's encampment and befouled Satrinar. Wood cut with orcs' crude blades is warped as surely as that exposed to elemental extremes. Nothing sound can be built with it, but I shall purify it and return it to Architect Nemos and his men for their use. Some good will come from this tragedy after all. Reclaiming Fellfire Hill. Good, though it may take a great deal of your years for the seedlings to grow into ancients. In the fullness of time, they will aid us in our fight against the demons at Fellfire Hill. Go in peace, little sister. Agents of Destruction. At last, we have sent a message that the orcs won't dare ignore. Any overseer or foreman who sets foot within the camp to replace Gorthak will feel my wrath. We must press our advantage, lunacy, and never rest until the Warsong lumber camp is a distant memory and a glade of trees stands upon that ground. The Howling Vale. The tomb of Malthandris works in strange ways. The events it records, the events it shows. No one truly understands why it does what it does. Nonetheless, it is clear that what Priestess Starsong received, this Scythe of a Loon, bears further investigation. Valinde Starsong. Valinde Starsong was my predecessor here in Ashenvale Forest. At first, it seemed she had the situation in Fellwood under control, but little by little her efforts faltered. One day, she simply disappeared. I was sent here to continue her work. I'm afraid I know nothing of the priestess, however. Perhaps Thintel Blade Weaver, one of my commanders of the Sentinels, knows further details of her disappearance that I was not a party to. Surely she will understand the import of such information. So she's sending me to Darnassus. Destroy the Legion. You have my respect and thanks, Druid. Perhaps we'll be able to create a new home here without having to worry about the Burning Legion yet again. Diabolical plans. What do you have there, ma'am? By the 7 crystals of Atamal, this cannot be. They plan to attack us here at Forest Song? Not on my watch. Vindicator Vidar crumples the demon-scrawled plans in his fist. No, we will not allow this to happen. Never again. Lunacy, it falls to you to see this attack by the Burning Legion never comes to pass. You must go and slay their leaders. Without them, the rest of the demons are essentially mindless. You will find Gorganon in Demonfall Canyon, south beyond Fellfire Hill, near Manaroth's floating broken spear. Diathorus the Seeker resides somewhere in the Barrow Den atop Demonfall Ridge. To find the ridge, look for a ramp up from Demonfall Canyon near the Horde's monument to Grom Hellscream. Real quick, I'm gonna go over here by the World Tree. Oh, 62s. I was about 10 levels off. Nothing to see here. There we go. I did not realize that they were that high of levels. Which I suppose would make sense for world bosses. For classic, anyways. Forsaken diseases. Did you find the camp lunacy? Do you have a bottle of disease? Very good, lunacy. Now, by testing the contents of this bottle, the goals of the Forsaken will be revealed. Kenneth Stillwind protects himself with magic. The disease is potent, and it attacks the mind. I must resist. I have survived the poisons of the Forsaken lunacy, and I know now what must be done. The Lost Chalice. Can you feel it, lunacy? The touch of corruption upon the wind? If we do nothing, it will continue to advance. This is why I seek the Chalice of Elune. Were you able to find it? The Lost Chalice. Excellent work, lunacy. There is certainly a latent power here. One that not even constant exposure to the corruption of the satyr can dim. Do you see how it still shines after all these years? Insane druids. When I struggled with the Forsaken's poisons, I had a vision. I had a vision of the druids in the Dordanel Barrow-den, poisoned, murdered by the undead. They are now errant ghosts, severed from their bodies and driven mad, so that the druid spirit might someday find peace. You must enter the Dordanel Barrow-den and destroy its once great leaders, Tennille Darkwood, Othil Mooncall, and Mavorus Cloudsbreak. Do this, then return to me. I just want to make sure that one lady is in fact sending me all the way to Darnassus. I keep mixing up Xavian, the area that I'm in right now, with the raid boss Xavius from a different expansion. Vile satyr, dryads in danger. Judging by the gaping wound in her side, Anelia is on the verge of death. The branch of Cenarius. Anelia puts her hands on your shoulders and draws you close. Gasping, she points toward the arch in the north before her eyes close and her last wheezing breath leaves her body. He has taken it. Galtharis. You know in your heart that Anelia's dying wish is to see the branch of Cenarius back in the Dryad's hands. The north. go. It's a shame that I can't take her back to her sister for a proper burial. I'm gonna let her know right away and bring her the branch. Have you found them? What did Analia say? Where is she? Analia died? No, that can't be. It was just yesterday that we were running and playing together in the woods. I guess those days are over. Satyr slaying. I can't believe that Analia is gone. We used to play together in the forests all the time. I almost feel sad. I know something that might make me feel better. Please, slay the satyrs that took Analia from me. Bring me their horns as proof of your actions, and you will forever have my gratitude. Since it is the closest, before I forget my way up there, I am going to head back and do that right away. It's a shame that it is not a 100% drop rate, since they each have 2 horns. It's a good thing there's plenty of these mobs. Since it appears I have to kill so many. It's weird that the music in this zone is the Stranglethorn Vale music. I'm not quite sure why. It just reminds me of the jungle or the Venture Co. logging company. Goblins, like so many different things. Not satyrs and not Ashenvale. Even with killing all of those mobs, I still didn't get all 16. Luckily, it seems like they do respawn because they're quest mobs. Okay. It still throws me off that there are stealth spiders. When I walk up to them and they stealth, it makes me think that I'm phasing. Phasing wasn't a big thing in classic areas, so it always throws me. Please help me avenge Analia's death. Thank you, kind night elf. My sister's spirit is gladdened by your efforts. Okay. I can't help but to think that I am glad that I did split the video. I remember last video I was debating if I wanted to stick it out and finish the rest of the quests in the zone. And considering I am approaching 40 minutes, that would have been a probably 2-hour episode. I think my voice would have been feeling it. And sometimes I feel like in the last few videos, I've probably been reading the quests a little faster than I should be for them to be relaxing. So sometimes it's nice to recollect yourself. I think. No, I think for this one. Ah, that Grom's blood. Nobody's gotten it yet. I can't get out here? Hmm. I see something here. It's not gonna let me up here. It's giving me quite a hard time about it. I don't think this is the traditional way to do this. Interesting that there is Forsaken. Just one Forsaken. And the rest are severed druids. I assume the person I'm looking for is down here. What the fuck was that sound? That was so creepy. I saw you here. Um, there are all three of them down here. Possibly. Yeah, I think so. Not one in here, though. Let's see if I can remember my way around this format of cave or den. I'm gonna guess that there's possibly one of them in here. No, but there's not. Then possibly down here. Maybe? I don't see one. Oh yeah, you were hiding. And then I assume that the last one is going to be in the deepest part of the cave. Maybe not down there. Oh no, yeah, I see him. I don't like how claustrophobic it is down here in some areas. It should be all of them. So, because my Hearthstone is all the way in Dalaran, I kinda have to run it back. Luckily, it should not be too challenging, though, given that I'm 20 levels above everything else. It's throwing me off. I'm looking at my questy tracker on the side there, and I'm like, fried wing venom sacs. I don't remember seeing that on my minimap, or on my map, I should say, because it's in Stone Talon. Oh dear, somebody died here. How unfortunate. Oh, I'm blood elf. Yeah, you want to target me? Hi, what's up? I saw you target me. I'm not scared of you. So, was there two bosses over here? I think. Yeah. Ooh, wild steel bloom. I think that was here last time. I had to go up here for it, yeah. Perfect. I really need steel bloom. Steel bloom and gold thorn, which will be more prominent over in Stone Talon. Let's see. I assume he's at the end of this trail. Yeah. It's, I was gonna say, it's interesting that these are in Classic, but they're like Burning Crusade mobs. And they're talking about like the Burning Legion and all that, but they must have just added little bits and pieces after BC released. Like maybe just a few quests. Like that Draenei probably wasn't in that city forest song until after. What's over here? Bruiseweed. I'm getting quite a bit of bruiseweed. How? There's a trail. Okay. Those look like I should be collecting them, but I think they're just little lamps, like little lights for decor. More Grom's blood that I cannot collect. Who's supposed to be Diathorus? Ah, he's, I'm sure, in here. In another cave? Hmm. I don't remember this. Nice little drop there. He's gonna be all the way down in the bottom, isn't he? I may actually hearth after this one, because then I can go to Darnassus and see where See what that lady says. I'm just gonna cut straight to the chase and go where I assume he is. Oh, that's not where he is. I've missed him. Maybe he was in that one that I passed up. I don't think so. Oh, yeah, he is. It's kind of weird on the map. It's not exactly correct, but close enough, I guess. Alright, so I am gonna hearth and see where I have to go in Darnassus. It doesn't appear to be the Temple of the Moon. Oh, I wonder. I can put my fishing pole. I can put. Oh, my bank is full. I'm not gonna worry about that while recording. Valinde Star Song. Valinde Star Song? That the priestess disappeared some time ago is almost certainly common knowledge. As to further details about the events that surrounded her departure, it would take good reason for me to divulge such information. The Tome of Melthandris showed you this? I suppose there would be little harm in allowing you to examine her belongings. This key will allow you to open the chest where we stored her things in the Sentinel's bunkhouse. She kept a journal of her duties. If there's anything to be learned, it will be from that. I should tell you, the Sentinels believe that she had her own reasons for leaving and expect that she could return at any time. The priestess has done much in the past to earn our trust. Oops. Interesting. I click on it and it zooms out my map. Let's see. Should be up here, or I'll get stuck with my mount. In several places. On her journal. Scandalous. Felinde's journal. Elune has granted my wishes. The lives of my fallen comrades will not be in vain, and I shall avenge their deaths using the scythe of Elune. It is an ancient thing, a branch twisted and gnarled of wood that could be older than even the Kaldori. For many hours I examined the tool that the goddess granted to me. It is no ordinary weapon, that is for certain, nor is it a simple magical implement. With it, it is as though the barriers of time and space are weakened. Holding the scythe in my hands, I received a vision of chaos. Wolfmen, the Worgen, battled an incredible enemy. The Worgen fought savagely, as fit their primitive race, but their enemy was unflinching, the Lords of the Emerald Flame. And that was when I realized the true power of the scythe. By focusing on it, I became able to communicate with the Worgen. It was not speech I used to contact them. However, it was something different. I could not describe it. What mattered was that the Worgen heard and understood me. By further channeling energy into the scythe, the barriers weakened more, and I was able to draw Worgen into our world. 1.5 I was able to summon in my first attempt. They followed me into battle, and with their brutish strength at my command, we tore into the demons of Felwood. Elune has granted my wishes. The forest will be cleansed. May Elune's blessing be upon me until my work is done. All goes well. I have summoned larger numbers of Worgen to fight at my side. Though they are of simple mind, they have shown impressive ability to coordinate their attacks and function as a group. I have identified leaders in their packs. To them, I have given command of small groups of warriors. We strike from many places in the forest at once, and my campaign against the demons is a fruitful one. May Elune's blessings be upon me until my work is done. A pack is lost. I sent the Worgen to range through the forest and identify areas of demonic infestation, but they did not return. I begin to worry about the leaders that I have entrusted control to. They are of simple mind and this small bit of authority I have given them, they stretch to the utmost. Am I losing control? Perhaps I shall cease summoning additional Worgen for the time being. May Elun's blessing be upon me until my work is done. Though I have not summoned additional Worgen, their numbers continue to increase. It is as though the scythe no longer requires my intervention for the summoning process. This is troubling. I have gathered as many of the packs as I could find and ordered them to remain at the shrine of Melthandris. Meanwhile, I have searched the libraries in Darnassus and consulted with the Circle of the Ancients in Darkshore. Not one scrap of information about these Worgen did I find. I have heard reports, whispers, of a wizard of the Kirintor named Arugel. From what I have heard, it is possible that he has also summoned Worgen. I would consult with this wizard, distasteful as it may be, and see what he knows. The Worgen are dangerous, and I wish to stem the tide. On the morrow, I will travel to the port in the Barrens and book passage to the New World. May Elun's blessing be upon me until my work is done. So it sounds like she went to Northrend to find Arugel from the Kirintor. I assume that's what she means by the New World. I could be mistaken. Oh, it wants me to go back and talk to her and probably tell her what I read. Good thing I checked before going back to Ashenvale. What did you find out? It seems that Valinde's disappearance is more troubling than it originally appeared. Even still, I cannot believe that she has come to a bad end. Perhaps it would be beneficial for us to make contact with her. Lunacy, since you have shown a vested interest in this matter, I would like to enlist your aid. The Baron's Port. Ratchet is the only port in the Barrens. Most likely Valinde found a trading vessel in Ratchet to take her to Blackwater Cove in Azeroth. We've had limited dealings with the goblins that run the port, but the master of the dock should have information about the comings and goings of the ship passengers. Follow the road southeast through Ashenvale, and you will find yourself in the Barrens. Watch your step, Lunacy. Warriors of the Horde patrol the land. You will be safe at the port, though. So she is sending me to the Barrens, so she did not go to Northrend. It sounds like she went to Eastern Kingdoms, I think. So let me quick pull up a map. So I'm going to fly all the way to Forest Song because, dear God, that would be such a long run. Flight paths are a blessing. I'm really trying to finish up Ashen Vale. So at the beginning of the next video, it'll be Stone Talon Mountains. I think it was in the last video. I don't think it was the one before that. So the last video I was thinking out loud that I'm gonna finish up what's available in Ashenvale and then go to Stone Talon. And then once I finish up in Stone Talon, I know it sends me back to Ashenvale for a little bit. And once I finished up that portion, I was thinking of going into the Barrens. Since that guard is sending me there anyways, that does seem like the logical next step after. So that's more than likely what I'll be doing. The only thing is, I think Ratchet is the only Alliance flight path. Jeez. Just trying to get the very... Yeah, okay, there is a flight master there. There's an alliance quest in Duratar. Interesting. I don't know if that's a bug or not. Or maybe it's a dropped quest item? I'm not entirely sure. I mean, I will eventually go over there for the discovery of it, like the achievement, but interesting. I don't think there are very many quests in the Barrens, but I do think, yeah, there are a few dungeon quests. Wow, I can't believe there are 3 dungeons in the Barrens. I always forget about Wailing Caverns. Not very much for the Alliance going on in Ashara. Because I want to say, yeah, Ashara's pretty much the same as Fellwood as far as the level of the quests. Decimus has quite a bit going on. Hang on. Oh, it's the Herald. I noticed this trail when I was just there for that quest. I was wondering what the hell it was. It's because instead of the bulletin board that I think still exists in retail, it was a mob, or not a mob, an NPC walking around the city. So if you needed something to do, she would give you something to do. I would, as much as I would like to pick up the quests that she gives, if I did that every time, my quest log would be very, very full very quickly. It's more, I think, if you just don't know what area to go to for your for level appropriate quests. Insane druids. I felt the anguish of the Dordanil Barrows lesson, and I knew you had completed your task. It was grim work you did, Lunacy, for the spirits you destroyed were merely victims of the Forsaken's evil, but with their destruction, let's hope the other maddened spirits find peace. Never again. Never again will the Burning Legion threaten us here. You have delivered us from a fight we very likely would have lost, Druid. I give you thanks and the deepest gratitude of the Hand of Argus. It honors me to have you at our side. Alright, so that is gonna be the end of this video. Um, Pretty much what I'm going to do is once I'm done recording the footage, like once I hit stop, I'm just gonna run over to Stone Talon Mountains. So the next time I log in, I will already be over there when I start recording the next video. I really hope you guys enjoyed the longer video. Let me know if you prefer it over just the hours or the hour-long videos. And if you do like it, I'll do more of it. So I hope you guys have a good night. I hope you have sweet dreams. And I hope that I see you in the next video. Bye, guys.